There's the gap analysis, I mean, a phrase that Derek has already used, between, I suppose, what currently exists and what you're looking to achieve, where you want to be in 2, 3, 5, whatever years. And then the strategies and action plans that you want to put in place, or you're going to need to put in place to bridge that gap between where you are just now and where you'd like to be in the future. And then there are 2 evaluations which really are post the beginning of the implementation of the plan. One is the evaluation against initial plans, which can be done, and obviously the extent to which you do this will depend on the extent to which, I suppose, the kind of detail of your plan, the kind of timescales of your plan. If it's a 3-month plan as opposed to a 3-year plan, then the amount of time you're going to evaluate how you're progressing, it's obviously going to be much less. And then the evaluation against the whole workforce planning process. How effective has this process been? You know, has it done what we hoped, etc. So I suppose I would emphasise again, I see a cyclical element to this. Your evaluations at the end may subsequently affect how you do workforce planning in the future. There are certainly steps through that process which go back to maybe ask you questions of some of the earlier decisions, earlier thinking you had in the process. But that is essentially is the 8-stage process as we see it. Before finishing, and as Wendy said, I want to just, or I'll take questions afterwards. One of the things I just wanted to mention, though, is some of the other things that we're doing, just before I need to move over for the next speaker. We are, the SSC is, as I've kind of indicated, we're engaged in elements of workforce planning at different levels. There's the work that we're doing in terms of the Centre Skills Agreement, and the work that I'm involved in that is very much Scottish focused. And our stage, for those of you who are interested, in fact, our reports in stage 1, stage 2 should be available for that later this month, or certainly into early June. We usually keep people advised of that, either just simply through the website or from the SSSC's e-bulletin. There are also a number of other tools that we're developing. Some of you may already be familiar with something that we call the NOS Navigator. One of my colleagues was producing this. It's NOS standing for National Occupational Standards. Some of you will be familiar with National Occupational Standards already. They're sets of competences in particular which underpin much of many of the training awards, SVQs, etc. that exist within the sector. We've developed that and made that available, and it's really just, and connected to that is something called the Job Description Generator. I'll run through these very quickly because I don't have time to go into much detail. We're developing a skills and learning auditor, which will have elements of training needs analysis in it, but will go beyond that. There's a career development toolkit that we're beginning to look at, which will be aimed at people who are currently in the workforce and looking at how they can develop their skills, where they can go in terms of career, how they develop their career. And there's also a careers website that we're looking at developing. The last 2 websites are developed actually on a UK-wide basis. The careers website is aimed at people who are interested, hopefully, in coming to work in the sector. So all of these developments we hope to have completed, I think, around September, October this year. And we will be, but when we get to that stage, we'll be highlighting these, making people much more aware of them, and also making them, we hope, probably accessible in all one place from us. So there is a range of work that we are engaged in just now to try and help people with, I suppose, the interconnected. There's a number of tasks which are interconnected with workforce planning and development. And that's us.